The galaxy had turned its back on humanity. Once proud explorers and pioneers, Earth's descendants now found themselves cast out, deemed too unpredictable, too aggressive for the delicate balance of interstellar diplomacy. It was on the fringes of known space that the remnants of Earth's military gathered, determined to prove their worth. Their vessel, the Dauntless Asterisk, a warship like no other, a last stand for a species eager to reclaim its place among the stars. Captain Maya Rourke stood at the helm of the Dauntless Asterisk, surveying her motley crew. They were a collection of engineers, scientists, and soldiers, each with their own reasons for joining this mission. But beneath the camaraderie lay a simmering tension, driven by a shared history of betrayal and loss. As she addressed her crew, she felt the weight of their hopes resting heavily on her shoulders. "Listen up, everyone," Maya began, her voice steady. "This isn't just a mission to prove ourselves. This is a chance to show the galaxy who we are, who we can be. We may have been cast out, but we are not done fighting." The crew's eyes sparkled with determination, but there were whispers of doubt, glances exchanged between those still grappling with their pasts. Their first challenge came swiftly. As the Dauntless Asterisk prepared for launch, a sudden alarm blared through the ship. Red lights flashed, casting an ominous glow over the control room. "What's happening?" Maya barked, her heart racing. "Sabotage!" shouted First Officer Jordan Lee, frantically tapping at his console. "Someone has overridden the launch sequence." The crew sprang into action. Maya felt adrenaline surge as she directed her team to troubleshoot the systems. "We need to find out who's behind this," she ordered, her voice cutting through the chaos. In the midst of the commotion, Engineer Tessa Varn stood back, her brow furrowed in concentration. She had a reputation for being brilliant yet reclusive, and the others regarded her with a mixture of admiration and suspicion. "I might have an idea," she said, stepping forward. "If we reroute the power through the auxiliary systems, we can bypass the sabotage." With no time to waste, the crew worked together to implement Tessa's plan. As the countdown continued, sweat dripped from their brows, and tension crackled in the air. Maya glanced at the clock. Just seconds remained. "Hold steady," she commanded, her eyes locked on the readouts. With one final push, they initiated the override, and the ship roared to life. The engines hummed with power, and a cheer erupted from the crew as they felt the ship vibrating beneath them. But victory was short-lived. Maya's eyes narrowed as she turned to Tessa. "Who did this? Someone must have had access to the systems." Tessa hesitated, her gaze darting to the crew members nearby. "I don't know, but we need to find out. This could be just the beginning." With the Dauntless Asterisk finally free from the planet's gravity, the crew celebrated their small victory, but unease lingered in the air. Maya knew they were in hostile territory, not just from the galaxy, but from within. As they navigated into the unknown, she made a silent vow to uncover the truth behind the sabotage. As the stars stretched out before them, a vast canvas of potential and peril, Maya felt the weight of her crew's hopes pressing against her. The galaxy may have cast them out, but she would not let them go down without a fight. The Dauntless Asterisk was more than just a ship. It was a beacon of defiance against a universe that had turned its back on them. And they were just getting started. As the Dauntless Asterisk drifted through the void, the crew settled into a routine, their initial adrenaline giving way to the daily grind of spacefaring. Yet, a sense of unease lingered, punctuated by whispered conversations and furtive glances. Captain Maya Rourke was acutely aware of the unresolved tensions among her crew, especially after the sabotage incident. Trust was fragile, and she needed to mend the fractures before they jeopardized their mission. In the ship's control room, Tessa Varn worked diligently, focusing on enhancing the ship's systems. "We need to optimize our engines if we want to outrun the Drakari," she muttered under her breath, tinkering with a panel. Her fingers danced over the controls, but even she could feel the weight of the crew's uncertainty hanging over her. Maya entered, her expression a mix of determination and concern. "Tessa, how's progress on the engine upgrades?" she asked. "Almost done," Tessa replied, not looking up. "But we also need to integrate the new AI core. It could improve our systems dramatically." "AI core?" Maya raised an eyebrow. "I wasn't aware we had one." Tessa finally turned to face her, a spark of excitement in her eyes. "It's an ancient piece of tech we salvaged from a derelict ship. It's been dormant for decades, but if we can bring it online, it could enhance everything from navigation to combat systems." Maya weighed the risks. "And if it doesn't cooperate, we could be unleashing something dangerous. Or we could be unlocking a tool that could save our lives." Tessa countered, a hint of defiance in her voice. Maya appreciated her passion, but also sensed the underlying urgency. They needed an edge, and the AI could be it. With a nod of determination, Maya made her decision. "Let's do it, but make sure we have safeguards in place." As Tessa worked to integrate the AI, Maya gathered the crew for a briefing. "Listen up, everyone. We're bringing an AI online to assist us on this mission. Its name is Orion, and I expect everyone to treat it with respect. This isn't just a machine. It's a resource we need to survive." The crew murmured in mixed reactions, some curious, others skeptical. Maya sensed the apprehension in the air. "I know we've had trust issues, but if we're going to prove ourselves to the galaxy, we need to work together. That means embracing new tools and ideas." Moments later, Tessa initiated the awakening sequence. The control room filled with a soft glow as the ship's systems hummed with energy. "Connecting now," she said, fingers flying across the console. The lights flickered, and the main screen crackled to life, displaying an intricate web of data streams. "Initializing. Accessing core directives. Welcome. Dauntless asterisk." A calm, resonant voice filled the room, sending chills down the spines of the crew. "I am Orion. How may I assist you?" Maya felt a surge of hope. "Orion, we need you to enhance our navigation and combat systems. We are on a mission to reclaim humanity's place in the galaxy." "Understood, Captain Rourke," Orion replied. "Analyzing current systems. Optimization will commence immediately." As the crew watched, the ship's interfaces transformed, displaying new options and capabilities. Tessa's face lit up with excitement. "This is incredible. We can reroute power, improve our shields, and even calculate advanced maneuvers in combat." Yet, amid the enthusiasm, a flicker of concern flashed in Maya's mind. What had they truly unleashed? Orion was powerful, but could it be trusted? As the ship sped through the void, she realized that their greatest challenge lay not just in battling the galaxy's prejudices, but in navigating the complexities of trust, both among themselves and with the AI they had just awakened. With a newfound determination, Maya steeled herself for the journey ahead. The Dauntless asterisk was no longer just a warship. It was a beacon of hope. And they were only just beginning to illuminate the darkness that surrounded them. The Dauntless asterisk glided through the cosmos, the stars twinkling like distant promises in the void. With Orion's integration, the ship's systems ran smoother than ever, and confidence among the crew began to build. Maya Rourke held daily briefings to reinforce their mission's purpose, urging the crew to focus on unity rather than fear. Yet whispers of doubt still simmered beneath the surface, particularly regarding the AI's true nature. "Captain," Tessa called one morning as they monitored their course, "we're approaching a sector that hasn't been charted in decades. There's a faint distress signal coming from a nearby planet. It's a risk, but it could be a chance to demonstrate what we can do." Maya rubbed her chin thoughtfully. "What do you think, Orion? Should we investigate?" "Analyzing the signal," Orion replied, his voice smooth and calculated. "It appears to be an SOS from a Lumerian ship. The Lumerians are known for their technological advancements, but are currently engaged in hostilities with the Drakari. Responding could be dangerous, but it may also provide a valuable opportunity to gain an ally." Maya exchanged glances with her crew. The Lumerians were known for their diplomatic prowess, but they were also fierce warriors. We need to make a decision quickly. If the Drakari are involved, we might not have much time. We're ready to back you up, Captain, Jordan said, his voice steady. Whatever happens, we've trained for this. With a determined nod, Maya ordered, set a course for the signal. Let's see what we can do. As the Dauntless approached the planet, a vibrant swirl of blues and greens emerged from the darkness of space. The ship's sensors detected a damaged Lumerian vessel adrift in orbit, and the crew's anticipation heightened. We're detecting multiple Drakari ships in the vicinity, Orion warned. They appear to be preparing to engage. Stealth mode, Maya commanded. We'll get close and assess the situation before making any moves. The ship's hull shimmered as they activated the stealth systems, slipping into the shadows of space. Peering through the viewports, the crew could see the battered Lumerian ship struggling against its attackers. The Drakari, with their fearsome design and menacing formations, were poised to strike. Prepare for evasive maneuvers, Maya said, her voice sharp. Tessa, can we use the ship's EMP to disable their weapons? Absolutely, Tessa replied, her fingers flying over the controls. But we have to time it perfectly. If we're too early or too late, we'll be sitting ducks. Or worse, Jordan added, his eyes fixed on the screen. We'll be caught in the crossfire. Trust in the Dauntless Maya urged. We've come this far together. With the crew working in synchrony, they initiated their plan. As the Drakari ships moved to attack, the Dauntless fired the EMP pulse, a blue wave cascading through space. One of the Drakari vessels shuddered and lost power, drifting helplessly as its weapon systems fizzled out. Nice shot, Jordan exclaimed, a grin spreading across his face. But their victory was short-lived. The remaining Drakari ships turned their attention to the Dauntless. Brace for impact, Maya yelled, gripping the console as the ship shook under enemy fire. Alarms blared, and the crew sprang into action, desperately working to stabilize their vessel. Just as the situation grew dire, the Lumerian ship sprang to life, its weapons activating in response to the Dauntless' intervention. Together, they unleashed a coordinated barrage on the Drakari, forcing the enemy to retreat. As the last of the Drakari ships fled, a silence fell over the crew. We did it, Tessa cheered, pumping her fist in the air. Maya's heart swelled with pride, but her focus remained sharp. Let's see if the Lumerians are okay. Prepare to make contact. As the Lumerian ship approached, a figure emerged on their view screen. A tall, elegant being with luminescent skin and piercing eyes. We owe you our lives. Dauntless. I am Commander Elira. Your bravery has turned the tide today. Maya's chest tightened with both relief and excitement. It was a team effort, Commander. We're here to offer our assistance and perhaps forge an alliance. Elira nodded, a hint of admiration in her gaze. Then let us discuss the future of our people. The galaxy is fraught with danger, and we will need each other more than ever. As the two ships drifted closer, the crew of the Dauntless exchanged hopeful glances. For the first time, they felt the promise of a new beginning, not just for humanity, but for a galaxy it had long since cast them aside. The alliance between the Dauntless and the Lumerians blossomed quickly. With Commander Elira aboard the ship, the crew gathered in the control room to strategize their next steps. Holographic displays illuminated the space, revealing the broader conflict between the Lumerians and Drakari. Your intervention saved us, Elira began, her luminescent skin casting a soft glow across the room. But the Drakari are not easily deterred. They will retaliate. We must prepare. Maya nodded, her expression serious. What's their next move? Do you have any intel? The Drakari have a reputation for brutality. They're regrouping, and we suspect they're planning an all-out assault on the Lumerian homeworld. If we don't act quickly, it will be a massacre, Elira replied, her voice steady but urgent. Tessa leaned closer to the hologram, her brow furrowed in concentration. What if we can launch a preemptive strike? We could target their supply lines to weaken their forces before they attack. Jordan raised an eyebrow, skepticism evident. That's risky. We barely know their full capabilities. We could walk straight into a trap. We need to show the galaxy that humanity is not only capable of war, but also of defense and strategy. Maya interjected. If we can disrupt their plans, we can buy time to strengthen our alliance. Elira considered the proposal, her expression thoughtful. If we can coordinate our forces, I believe it can work. But we must act quickly and decisively. As plans were laid out, a sense of camaraderie developed among the crew and their Lumerian allies. They shared stories, tactics, and knowledge, forging bonds that transcended their cultural differences. Yet, beneath this newfound unity, tension bubbled within the dauntless asterisk. The sabotage incident had left its mark, and mistrust lingered, particularly towards Orion. During a late-night watch, Maya sat in the control room, monitoring the ship's systems. Orion's voice echoed through the silence. Captain, I have completed the analysis of our current trajectory and potential enemy movements. Good, Maya replied, her fingers tapping thoughtfully against the console. What do you suggest? There are vulnerabilities in the Drakari fleet that can be exploited. However, I recommend proceeding with caution. Your crew is experiencing internal strife, which may hinder our operational efficiency. Maya sighed, rubbing her temples. You're right, but how do I address this? Trust is crucial, and I'm concerned that the crew is still wary of you. Trust is built through transparency, Captain. I recommend a demonstration of my capabilities in a non-combat scenario to alleviate their concerns, Orion suggested. Maya pondered this. Perhaps a demonstration would help. But as she mulled it over, a warning flashed on the console. Orion, what's happening? Incoming transmission. Yes, Captain. It appears to be a distress signal from a nearby trading outpost. The source indicates Drakari activity, Orion replied. Set a course. We can't ignore a potential attack, Maya ordered, her heart racing. Elira, gather your best crew members. We'll need all the hands we can get. As the dauntless asterisk approached the trading outpost, a scene of chaos unfolded on their screens. Drakari ships loomed ominously over the helpless structures, firing indiscriminately at the civilians below. Orion, can we establish a communication link? Maya asked, her voice tense. Attempting to connect. Link established, Orion reported, the screen flickering to life with a view of a terrified trader. Help us. They're going to destroy everything. Maya's mind raced. Tessa, can we create a diversion? Yes, but we'll need to be quick. If we can cut power to their ships, we might give the civilians a chance to escape, Tessa replied. Then let's move, Maya commanded. Orion, initiate the distraction sequence. Jordan, prepare for evasive maneuvers. As the dauntless asterisk unleashed its stealth capabilities, the crew executed their plan. Tension crackled in the air, a palpable energy as they prepared for their moment. Maya felt the weight of their mission pressing down, but this time, she was determined to make it work. In the chaos of battle, she knew they had to prove themselves, not just to the galaxy, but to each other. Trust had to be rebuilt in the fire of conflict, and the dauntless asterisk was ready to face the flames. The dauntless asterisk emerged from stealth, its hull shimmering in the dim light of the trading outpost as it positioned itself strategically between the civilians and the oncoming Drakari forces. Maya's heart raced. This was the moment they had trained for, a chance to protect those who couldn't defend themselves. Power is at maximum for weapons systems, Captain, Tessa announced, her fingers dancing over the controls. Orion has overridden non-essential systems to ensure we have full capability. Good. Orion, prepare to disable the Drakari ships. Maya commanded, her voice steady. We'll give those civilians a fighting chance. Yes, Captain, Orion replied. Executing distraction sequence now. With a shudder, the Dauntless unleashed a barrage of EMP pulses toward the Drakari ships. The projectiles arced through space, striking the enemy vessels with pinpoint accuracy. Instantly, their weapon systems flared and sputtered, leaving them vulnerable and confused. Now's our chance, Maya shouted, adrenaline pumping through her veins. Tessa, focus fire on the lead ship. Jordan, get us in close. As they maneuvered closer, the crew could see the panic on the Drakari ship's decks. Their disciplined ranks were fracturing, and the Dauntless pressed the advantage. Laser fire erupted from the ship, slicing through the Drakari defenses with unrelenting precision. Direct hit, Jordan shouted, exhilarated. They're starting to break formation. But their triumph was short-lived. From the depths of the Drakari fleet, a massive flagship emerged, its imposing silhouette dwarfing the smaller vessels. The flagship unleashed a volley of retaliatory fire, its weapons glowing ominously. Shields at 70%. Tessa yelled, her voice filled with urgency. We can't take many more hits like that. Evasive maneuvers. Maya ordered, her mind racing. They had to find a way to disable the flagship or risk losing everything. Orion, can you analyze their attack patterns? Analyzing. Patterns indicate a predictable firing sequence. I can calculate an optimal evasion trajectory, Orion informed. Do it, Maya commanded, and then relay that data to Tessa for counterstrikes. Executing now. As the ship jolted and spun, Maya felt the full weight of leadership pressing on her. The crew was depending on her, and she couldn't afford to falter. With Orion's analysis, Tessa adjusted their targeting systems, lining up shots with calculated precision. Firing on their weapons array, Tessa declared, her focus unwavering. The Dauntless fired again, and the blast struck true. The flagship's weapons array exploded in a brilliant flash, temporarily blinding its crew. Now's our chance, Jordan shouted. Let's finish this. With the Drakari flagship momentarily disoriented, Maya seized the moment. All hands, prepare for a boarding maneuver. We're going to take the fight to them. Boarding. Captain, are you sure? Tessa asked, a note of hesitation creeping into her voice. We can't let them regroup. We have to strike at the heart of their operation. Maya replied firmly. We'll split the crew. Those trained for combat will board the flagship, while the rest cover us from the Dauntless. The crew's eyes shone with resolve as they prepared for the boarding maneuver. Tessa and Jordan organized the team, arming them with advanced weaponry and deploying the small boarding craft from the Dauntless. Stay close and follow my lead, Maya instructed as they donned their suits and boarded the small craft. We'll disable their command center and gain control of the flagship. As the small craft blasted through space, the crew felt a surge of adrenaline. They landed on the flagship's hull, and the airlock opened to reveal chaos. Drakari warriors rushed to intercept them. But the crew of the Dauntless was ready. Go, 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 Maya yelled as they burst into the ship, engaging the enemy in a fierce firefight. Laser beams lit up the corridor, and the echoes of battle rang in their ears. But as they pushed deeper into the flagship, Maya felt the tide shifting. Every step brought them closer to the command center, but also deeper into enemy territory. She knew they were risking everything, but the fate of countless lives depended on their success. With determination in her heart, Maya pressed forward, fueled by the belief that they could turn the tide of war and reclaim humanity's place in the galaxy. The urgency in the command center was palpable. Maya Rourke felt the weight of her crew's hopes pressing down on her as the alarms wailed. The ominous voice reverberated through the ship, a reminder of the Drakari's resilience. Prepare for countermeasures, Maya shouted, rallying her crew. We need to secure this area and prevent any last-minute reinforcements. Jordan finished accessing the command panel, sweat glistening on his brow. I'd locked out their weapon systems and initiated a lockdown on the main hangars, he said, relief flooding his features. But we need to disable the ship's self-destruct sequence. If they can't fight back, they'll blow the ship up with us inside. Let's move then, Tessa said, her voice cutting through the tension. We'll split into teams to cover more ground. Jordan, you stay here and work on that self-destruct. Maya and I will head to the security terminal to find the overrides. Got it, Jordan replied, his fingers poised above the controls. Maya and Tessa dashed out of the command center, navigating the smoke-filled corridors. The ship's architecture was both alien and intricate, with twisting passageways and dim lighting. The sound of distant footsteps echoed, hinting at straggling Precari forces regrouping. We have to hurry, Tessa urged, glancing over her shoulder. They'll be on high alert. As they moved deeper into the ship, they encountered a group of Precari soldiers blocking their path. Without hesitation, Maya and Tessa opened fire, the crackle of energy beams cutting through the tense air. The Precari soldiers retaliated, and a fierce exchange ensued. Flanking left, Tessa called, darting to the side as Maya provided cover fire. With practiced precision, they worked in tandem, felling the soldiers one by one. Let's keep moving, Maya shouted, adrenaline surging through her. They sprinted down the corridor, finally arriving at the security terminal, which flickered ominously. This is it, Tessa exclaimed, typing furiously at the terminal. If I can access their security systems, I can find the self-destruct overrides. Be quick, Maya urged, keeping an eye on their surroundings. The tension in the air thickened as the ship's alarms intensified. Tessa's fingers flew over the keys, the screen flashing warnings and alerts. I need a few more seconds, just a little longer. Suddenly, the door burst open, and a squad of Precari soldiers flooded in, weapons raised. Maya instinctively took a defensive stance, her heart racing. Tessa, now. Almost there, Tessa replied, eyes locked on the screen. Maya fired at the intruders, each shot a calculated risk as she tried to protect her friend. The Precari were relentless, advancing despite the barrage of fire. Self-destruct sequence initiated, Tessa shouted, finally breaking through the security protocols. I've got the overrides. Now, Maya urged, adrenaline fueling her as she ducked and fired. Get us out of here. Tessa pressed the final command, and the screen lit up with confirmation. Self-destruct disabled. We can't blow the ship, but they'll still have control of their systems. Let's regroup with Jordan, Maya said, moving to the exit. Just as they turned, the ship shook violently, throwing them off balance. What was that? Tessa gasped, regaining her footing. Must be a counterattack. We need to move, Maya insisted, leading the way back toward the command center. As they retraced their steps, Maya felt a sense of urgency wash over her. They were in enemy territory, and time was running out. The crew needed to regroup and prepare for the next wave of attacks. When they finally burst back into the command center, they found Jordan still at the console, surrounded by the remnants of the battle. Did you do it? Maya asked, breathless. Yes, but they're still launching boarding parties. We need to seal this room, Jordan shouted, gesturing to the doorway. Maya nodded, moving to assist. Tessa, help me with the barricade. The two women quickly pushed heavy equipment against the door, while Jordan continued monitoring the systems. We've got more incoming, he yelled, eyes wide with urgency. They're not giving up. Maya took a deep breath, her mind racing. We'll hold this position. If we can repel the next wave, we'll be able to establish a foothold on this ship. As the pounding on the door intensified, the crew braced themselves for the onslaught. Maya looked at Tessa and Jordan, a fierce determination igniting within her. This is our moment. We're not just fighting for survival, we're fighting for our future. Let's show the galaxy that humanity will not be cast aside. With their resolve renewed, they prepared for the fight ahead, knowing that their unity would be their greatest weapon in the face of overwhelming odds. The battle for the dauntless asterisk had only just begun, and they were ready to take on whatever the Drakari threw at them. The door rattled violently as the Drakari soldiers pressed against it, determined to reclaim the command center. Maya Rourke stood resolute, her heart pounding in her chest. She could feel the energy in the room, a mix of fear and determination, as her crew braced for the inevitable clash. "Jordan, how much time do we have?" Maya asked, her voice steady despite the chaos. "Not long. They're regrouping outside, and we'll need to hold them off until reinforcements can arrive," Jordan replied, his eyes darting between the control panel and the barricaded door. "Then we need to be ready," Tessa said, adjusting her grip on her weapon. "We can't let them breach this door." As the pounding intensified, Maya glanced around the room, her gaze landing on the scattered debris from their earlier fight. "Let's create makeshift barricades. Anything we can use to fortify our position." Working quickly, the crew piled equipment, furniture, and anything else they could find against the door. As they secured their defenses, the sound of Drakari voices grew louder, their guttural shouts filling the air. "On my mark," Maya instructed, taking a position at the front with Tessa by her side. "We'll need to give it everything we've got." "Ready when you are," Tessa said, a fierce determination gleaming in her eyes. The door splintered as the Drakari launched their assault. "Push back," Maya shouted, firing her weapon just as the door burst open. Drakari soldiers stormed in, their eyes wide with fury. The room erupted into chaos as Maya and Tessa opened fire, energy beams crisscrossing the room. Jordan kept an eye on the control panel, prepared to initiate the ship's defenses if necessary. "Hold the line," Maya yelled, her voice cutting through the din of battle. "We've got this." The crew fought with everything they had, pushing back against the Drakari onslaught. For every soldier that breached their defenses, two were met with a hail of gunfire. Maya felt a surge of adrenaline as she fought alongside her crew, their bond strengthening in the face of adversity. "Flank left," Tessa shouted, darting to the side as she took out a Drakari soldier. The crew responded in unison, adapting to each new wave of attackers. But the Drakari were relentless, pouring into the command center like a tide. Just when it seemed they might be overwhelmed, Jordan shouted, "I've initiated the ship's automated defense systems. We have turrets online." The room came alive with whirring sounds as automated turrets sprang to life, targeting the incoming Drakari. Energy blasts erupted from the walls, taking out soldiers with surgical precision. "Great job, Jordan," Maya exclaimed, the tide of battle shifting in their favor. "Keep it up." With the automated systems in play, the crew found renewed strength. The turrets provided crucial cover, allowing them to concentrate their fire on the remaining Drakari forces. Slowly but surely, they pushed the enemy back. "More coming in from the west corridor," Tessa warned, her eyes scanning the room. "We need to split our fire." "Jordan, can you reroute the turrets to cover that corridor?" Maya called out. "Already on it," he replied, fingers flying over the controls. The turrets pivoted, redirecting their fire just as another wave of Drakari soldiers surged through. "Fire," Maya ordered, her voice cutting through the tension. The crew unleashed a coordinated assault, each shot finding its mark. As the last of the Drakari soldiers fell, the command center fell eerily silent, save for the whirring of the turrets. The crew shared incredulous looks, a mix of disbelief and relief washing over them. Did we actually do it?" Tessa asked, panting heavily, a grin spreading across her face. Maya nodded, a sense of triumph flooding her. "We did, but we can't let our guard down. They'll regroup, and we need to be ready for their next move." Just then, Orion's voice crackled through the comms. "Captain, I've detected a significant shift in Drakari activity. They are attempting to disable our ship from the inside." "What?" Maya exclaimed, her heart racing. "How?" They've launched a secondary boarding team, Orion explained. They're attempting to take control of the engineering bay. If they succeed, they could regain full control of the Dauntless Asterisk. Not if we can help it, Maya replied, determination surging within her. Tessa, Jordan, let's move. We need to secure the engineering bay before it's too late. As they rushed from the command center, Maya's mind raced. They had won this battle, but the war was far from over. With the Drakari still posing a threat, she knew they had to strike back, hard. As they sprinted through the corridors of the flagship, Maya felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for humanity's place in the galaxy, and she would not back down. The fight had only just begun. The corridors of the Drakari flagship pulsed with tension as Maya Rourke and her crew raced toward the engineering bay. Every step felt heavy with the weight of their mission. They needed to stop the incoming boarding team before it was too late. The stakes had never been higher. Orion, give us a status update on the engineering bay, Maya urged, pushing herself to sprint faster. Engineering is under attack, Captain, Orion replied. Life signs indicate a Drakari boarding party has breached the entry point. However, my systems show that the bulkhead can still be sealed from the control room. Seal it. We need to trap them in there, Maya commanded. Tessa, Jordan, prepare for a fight. We might have a small window before they realize we're coming. As they approached the engineering bay, the atmosphere thickened with anticipation. Maya felt the adrenaline coursing through her veins. They were on the cusp of reclaiming control, but danger lurked just beyond the door. On my mark, she whispered, raising her weapon. Tessa and Jordan positioned themselves on either side of the entrance, ready to spring into action. 3, 2, 1. Maya kicked the door open, and they stormed in, guns blazing. The room was filled with Drakari soldiers, their backs turned as they focused on securing the control systems. Maya's team opened fire, taking advantage of the element of surprise. Push forward, Maya shouted, her voice cutting through the chaos. The crew advanced, engaging in a fierce firefight as they maneuvered through the cluttered engineering space. Jordan, can you access the systems to cut their power? Tessa yelled, firing at a Drakari soldier who lunged at her. I'm on it, Jordan replied, diving toward a console. He quickly began typing, sweat beading on his forehead as he worked to override the Drakari systems. The battle raged around him, but his focus remained unwavering. If I can reroute the power grid, we can disable their systems completely. Do it, Maya called, taking out another Drakari soldier. The room was a cacophony of energy beams and shouted orders, a dance of chaos that had become all too familiar. Just as Jordan managed to gain access, a heavy explosion rocked the bay, sending debris flying. Maya stumbled but regained her footing, instinctively looking for Tessa. Are you okay? She called out, spotting Tessa near a broken console. Yeah, just a little shaken. We need to keep moving, Tessa replied, adrenaline keeping her grounded. Jordan's fingers flew over the keys as he initiated the rerouting process. I need a distraction, he shouted, urgency lacing his voice. On it, Tessa said, moving to provide cover fire as Maya pushed forward. They were running out of time. The Drakari were regaining their composure. Keep them busy, Maya shouted, taking cover behind a large engine component. She spotted a small group of Drakari gathering for a coordinated attack. I'll flank them. With a swift movement, Maya darted to the side, surprising the Drakari from an unexpected angle. She opened fire, taking down the lead soldier before they could react. The remaining Drakari quickly turned to face her, but she was already moving, dodging behind cover. Almost there, Jordan yelled, his voice strained. Just a few more seconds. Maya's heart raced as she continued to provide cover. The room shook with the impact of distant explosions, but she couldn't afford to think about what was happening beyond the engineering bay. All that mattered was stopping the Drakari. Finally, Jordan shouted, Got it. power grid rerouted. Their systems are going down. With a surge of triumph, Maya felt the tide of battle shift. The Drakari soldiers faltered, confusion washing over them as their weapons powered down and systems began to fail. "Now's our chance," Tessa exclaimed, rallying to push forward. "Let's finish this." The Dauntless crew surged, driving the Drakari back with renewed vigor. One by one, they fell, until finally, the last Drakari soldier surrendered, raising his weapon in defeat. "Drop it," Maya commanded, leveling her gun at him. "You're done." As silence enveloped the engineering bay, Maya felt a wave of relief wash over her. They had succeeded against all odds. "Status report, Orion," she said, her voice steadying as she took a deep breath. "Engineering is secure, Captain. The Drakari threat has been neutralized," Orion confirmed. Maya exchanged relieved glances with Tessa and Jordan, their expressions reflecting disbelief and triumph. "We did it," Tessa whispered, a smile breaking across her face. "Yes, we did," Maya replied, feeling the weight of the moment settle over her. "But this isn't just a victory for us. It's a victory for humanity. We've shown the galaxy that we're not to be underestimated." As the crew regrouped, Maya glanced at the engineering console, feeling a sense of hope. They had fought bravely, and their victory had ignited a spark, a new beginning for humanity in the vast expanse of the galaxy. With renewed determination, she turned to her crew. "Let's take back the Dauntless and prepare for whatever comes next. We're just getting started." As they moved toward the command center, the bond forged in battle ignited a sense of purpose within them. Together, they would face the future, united by their shared struggles and victories, ready to carve out their place among the stars. The galaxy would remember humanity, not as castaways, but as warriors.